Welcome to Trading Lounge and the US Indices for Tuesday, March the 15th, and starting with the S&P here. As you know, we're looking for it to come down lower. This is our current pattern for the market. We seem to be working in sets of three, so we'll continue to do that. So to zoom in here on the intraday, we'll go to the 2000 ticks. So there's a couple of ways to view this here. Let's just bring in a bit more data here, just squash all that in here. So we're looking for, so we're looking for this particular pattern here where we've got an X here and going down to a Y over here, and then a WXY in between all of that. And from the X wave here, we've had an A and a B and 5 waves here for a C wave. So 3 waves here, a corrective wave here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the A wave here, then a B wave, and then a C wave to the downside. So the other way to sort of understand this as well is that in terms of the trading levels, we've got 4,000 as a medium level here that carries weight, and then the minor group one, which is 100, 200 and 300, we can see that the market has sunk into this minor group one. When we get the pivot within group 1, the 200 here, as the retested resistance, which it hasn't occurred here. The retest failed at this point. It's also failed at this point, but the lows are getting higher here, so eventually it will find the 200 as the resistance, and when it does that, that means it will be pulled down to the closest largest number, and in that case the 4,000 medium level 4 here. So there's a couple of ways we can look at this here. We can look at it as wave 1 here, and then wave 2 here, and then we're going down for wave 3 here, and in this case we would look at all of this as wave 1 here and 2 here, and then it's actually 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 in here for 5. So we'll see a rally here for wave 2, then 3, 4, 5 for the 3rd, 4th and 5th, taking us lower at that point, and moving into the 4,000 where we can expect a bounce, and then coming back and checking the supply at 4.2. That will build up at that point because it will become the resistance at that point. So the other way to look at this as well, because as a wave 2 here, this is quite a complicated correction, which is a little bit two reasons here. It's very complicated for a wave 2, where wave 2 should be sharp and simple as a zigzag, a 5-3-5 structure. Doesn't have to be, but that's pretty much the norm. And secondly, the size of wave 2 here is a little bit daunting as well here. So the size of it compared to wave 1 rather. So the other way to look at this whole pattern through this area here is in more of a triangle pattern. So just making it nice and clean on this particular chart here. So in this case here, we're still bearish, but what will happen is we'll see a move coming back around the, just above the 42.50 sort of area here, and looking at this here as an A and a B and a C and a D and an E wave here. So basically a 3-wave move to come off these lows here. So that's another possibility. When I look at the NASDAQ and so on, there's more sort of downside movements to just continuing down through here. But the NASDAQ can stop at I'll just move this aside for a moment. So this is the NASDAQ here. You can see that it's basically sitting at 13,000, and 13,000 is a major trading level. So it could also go through the same sort of process here as well. But when I look at, I can count this in 2 ways, as we did yesterday with more bearish things. But at the end of the day, the question is will the 13,000, expect a bounce off the 13,000 to start with, right? But after the bounce, will it hit supply and move back down? Will that 13,000 become the retested resistance? When I look at the triple Q, for example, here, just on the 1,000 tick chart here with an A and a B here, I've counted this just the old-fashioned way, but with 1 and 2 and 3 here and 4 here, a little bit of an overlap there, but 1 and 2 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the third wave, a little bit overlap on the fourth for the 1 here as well, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 coming down here further for that. Either way, whatever way you count it, we're still coming down. But the main point here is that we can see that the market, we've got a nice clean ABC correction for wave 2 here. So in this case, it's a bit it gives us the view that yeah, we can get a rally, correcting this move here, but then we'll be coming further down in this. So in this case, yeah, we're a bit closer to the low over here for this rather than the S&P. So it's kind of likely that, yes, well, off the lows we'll get some sort of support and vibration here and rally, but there's more of a chance here of this not turning into a triangle pattern here, but just, keep edging lower at this point. So with the S&P, we've got this line, drawn from here to here to here, which is valid, and there will be support there, as there will be support for, the triple Q at these lows here. But it is breaching, and that's what I just really wanted to point out here for this. Okay, so that's those guys. The Dow Jones, that could also be put into a triangle pattern as well. We could also view it as down for 1 and back for 2, down for 1 and coming back for a 50-60% retracement level and moving down and continuing down. But now we also need to look at this being wave E here and then moving down. So we understand this is a corrective pattern in here. So at some point in the future, we will be making new lows here. So you don't need to go into the bullish mode just yet with this market. And also the Russell as well. We've been looking at this in a larger triangle pattern as an A, B, C, D, and E here for this. So in this case, it's a little bit different, and it has been moving down quite nicely. We'll bring that stop down here to get to break even on all of these here. So we should see it's pretty clean here from wave 2 here, as we looked at yesterday, as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 1 and 2, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. So we'll see a 38.2% retracement level here, and then further downside. So I've counted this pretty conservatively so far in all of this. But I think there's probably even more downside. So this will take us back to the 1900 area, and then wave 4 over here, and then wave 5 taking us lower once again at that point. So still further to move here. So we won't move the stop any further down just yet with this. Okay. Or just keep it out the way. If you're feeling under pressure and you want to take some money off the table, well then you can just do that where it is at the moment. Alrighty, I'm going to leave it at that. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.